conjugate it to make it say what you're wanting to say. But you guys probably don't know what conjugate means, do you?
Kind of.
What does conjugate mean?
I just know, like, you had to look at the chart and we just copied it over.
Okay. What you're doing when you conjugate, you are adding a verb and either a noun or a pronoun, okay? So if you don't know what that means, write that down. Conjugate is when you combine a verb and a noun or a pronoun. Okay? Conjugate. So I'm going to give you an example in English first, okay? So you know kind of what I'm talking about when I say conjugate. It's like, what are you, okay, what's that mean, okay? All right, for instance, if you have the verb to run, and you want to say, I run, that you just conjugated that, okay? Now it didn't change though, it was the same. However, if you wanted to say he, how would you conjugate that verb?
Runs.
Runs, okay? Do you see how you had to change run to runs in order to conjugate it correctly? Now, what about if you have the pronoun you? What are you going to say?
Just run.
Just run. You run, okay? What about we?
Just run.
Just run, okay? All right? And just about all the other ones are just going to be run. But you see how when you conjugate it, when you change the pronoun or the noun, it changes the verb, okay? Let me give you a different one. The car. What are you going to say for that? Michael.
I drive.
The car
I drive.
runs. I was like, the car runs on gas,
car
okay?
runs.
The car runs on gas. Humor me. Okay, so the car runs. You see how that works? Or, okay, you guys don't like the car. The boy. How about that?
Yeah.
The boy runs. Okay, so that's English. We're going to do that in Spanish now. Did I say you have a
Would it
paper?
be the same for a girl?
Yep, the girl runs. Okay, so that's all English. And you guys know that. It's just that you don't know that you know that. Okay, and so I'm pointing out what conjugating is. Because we're going to translate that into Spanish now. We're going to do the same concept in Spanish. And we're going to take the verb to be, which is ser. So write that down. Ser is to be. And we're going to conjugate that. I'm going to make this fun chart that we're going to use. A chart, a conjugation chart. This is going to be great. Okay, so this chart to do this. Okay, Isabel.
Whenever like a Spanish speaker is trying to learn English, whenever they like have to like he runs, I run, do they like call like conjugating and all that stuff?
Exactly. Yep. So it could be like over in Spain, they're learning English today. They probably are. All right. And so they're learning the same thing but in reverse. So they're learning I run, he runs, she runs, sorry. The boy runs. You see what I mean? So they're doing the same thing but with English. And they're conjugating also. Okay, so the way to say, okay, so to be, so we're done with runs. We're talking about to be, ser. The way you're going to say I am is yo soy. So write that down. Yo soy. Yo soy is I am. Yo soy. I am. Okay? Oh, wait. Yo soy.
Oh, it's just really making it.
Yo soy.
I thought it was like a.
Oh, no, that's just my wife. Okay, yo soy. And that's actually kind of a fun one, isn't it? Soy, like soy sauce, right? Yo soy. Soybeans. All right, so yo soy. Now, all right, the next one we're going to use is you are, which is tú eres. Tú eres. And this is the two with the TU with the accent. Tú eres. You are. And you might want to go ahead and say, in case you don't remember, you should know this, but this is the friendly you. This is like you're talking to your buddies on the soccer field, your friends in class. These are people you're saying it, your peers, okay?
Parents.
So, not your parents, you could be, yeah, parents. Okay, now, if you want to say the other kind of you are, we're going to talk about that here in a second. But before we get to that, we're actually going to just say he is. Okay? And he is, we already know that. What is it?
He is.
Él es. Muy bien. Él es. So the way we're going to write this, though, is we're going to put él, we're going to put ella, and we're going to put usted. All of that with es. And what that means is he or she is, and it also means you are. And you formal, because usted is formal. Okay? So él es is he is. Ella es, she is. Usted es, you are. But again, it's the formal way of saying you. So who are you going to use usted with?
Your teacher.
Los profesores, or los maestros. There's two words we know for that. Who else?
Maybe like your boss at work.
Okay, maybe your boss at work.
Policeman.
Police, la policía, okay? Los adultos in general, okay? In general, los adultos is who you're going to use that with. Okay, so now each of these has a plural form. These are singular, so go ahead and indicate that up here. These are singular. And then we have los plurales, okay? The plurals. So the plural, if you're not just saying I, you're saying like Jamie and I or Elena and I, you're going to say we, okay? And so instead of saying I am, you're going to say we are. And the way you say that in Espanol is nosotros somos. Nosotros somos. We are. Nosotros somos. Now I will point out that if you are all girls, instead of saying nosotros, nosotras, okay? So I'll go ahead and just put a little AS up there to indicate, well, it's not always nosotros. We isn't just always guys or guys and girls. If it's a mix, una mezcla is going to be nosotros. But if it's all girls, it's going to be nosotras. Okay, and then the plural of two, if you guys have, instead of you are, you say you guys are. Unless you're down south and instead of saying you guys, they say y'all. All right, but we're up north. Y'all.
Fellers.
Okay, so we're just going to say you guys. So the way you say that is vosotros sois. Vosotros sois. All right, you guys are. Okay, vosotros sois.
It's similar to the one.
It is very similar. Nosotros and vosotros. Very similar. And along that line that Teresa pointed out, we actually have the same concept. If everybody in the you guys is actually you girls, what are you going to do? Vosotras. Okay? So let me indicate that up here. Vosotras sois. You guys are. Well, again, you girls are. Not that people usually say that. They don't say you girls. I say that sometimes, actually. All right. Okay, moving on. Next, we have the plural of él. If you have lots of he's together, it's they. But if it's all he's, it's going to be ellos. If it's all she's, it's going to be ellas. Okay? So ellos or ellas. And then the plural of usted is ustedes. So ellos, ellas, ustedes. And then the verb form, es, you guys know this. How do you say are? Son. Muy bien. Son. So what these all translate to? Ellos son is they are. Ellas son is also they are, but just girls. And then ustedes son is
They are.
you guys. Or y'all, okay? You guys are. And again, it's formal though. Okay? And this is friendly. Now, let me point out that vosotros is actually especial. Especial.
Yeah.
And here's why it's especial. Vosotros is only used in one Spanish-speaking country. It's in Spain, okay? It's only used in Spain. So all the other Spanish-speaking countries, they just eliminate that. So instead of saying you guys are, saying vosotros sois, they just say ustedes son. Do you see how that works?
Yeah.
So they don't even bother with vosotros. We're learning it because you need to know it, and you need. Otherwise, you might be reading something. For instance, what would be something where you'd see vosotros? Can you think of something?
Textbook.
Okay, textbook. If something was, or a novel or a book in general, if it originated in Spain, you'd see vosotros. All right. Also, if you were listening or watching a movie that originated in Spain and they said vosotros, you'd be like, what are they talking about? And then you'd be like, oh, Señora Stults told me this. I know about vosotros. Okay, so that's why we're not just like, oh, most people don't use it because they do use it in Spain. Okay? All right, any preguntas? Okay, Margarita, if you could turn that off. Gracias. Okay.